And we are live. Hello everybody. How are we doing? Welcome to the stream. Also doing something a little different at the moment. So, just doing a little baby check. I am having a rare child-free night. Mr. Nerd is away currently, but that means that my in-laws have graciously taken the wee one, and it gives me a few hours, so I thought, why not jump on and stream for you guys? So I have today to do the stream, and one day next week. I think it's going to be Friday next week. I don't know how many hours I'm going to be streaming for, because we still haven't decided what times roughly the wee man is being taken by my in-laws on Friday, but regardless, there will be a stream next Friday as well. And hopefully going forward from the following Wednesday, we'll be back to streaming more regularly. At that point, Mr. Nerd can take the wee one again, and therefore I don't have to worry about trying to soothe him whilst also trying to stream for you guys. So anyway, let's talk about what we're doing today. Obviously, as some of you may have noticed, I do still have 30k line to finish off. I will be getting back into that, but I don't want to finish him off until I can do multiple consecutive days in a row to avoid that stream being super broken up. Because obviously we did a bunch of streams with him to begin with, and then we did our first commission piece, which was Azrael, who turned out absolutely amazing. I just need to shade his banner, and then he'll be all finished and varnish him and ready to go off to his owner, Krytor, who is one of our followers here on YouTube. If anybody else who is interested in getting a commission piece, I'll just quickly show you what we did in case you're interested, in case you didn't catch those streams. I'll just quickly move these out of the way. This is one of the commission pieces we did. I still need to finish off just this little base here. It's just something he's stood on, which won't take me a lot. I just need to use the same products that Mr. Nerd used just to blend him into the base. So I left that untouched so he could blend him into the base easier. But here is Azrael, fully custom painted in the style that was both inspired by the owner of said model and also from my own interpretation as he wanted. So this is Azrael. If you guys are interested in having anything like this done, the way this works is you can send us a piece. You can email us to get our information. It's linked in the description down below. You can send us an email. We will paint it for free. The only thing we ask is that you pay for postage and packaging. That is the only thing we ask for. The paints are free, the product's free. You just send us the model, tell us how you want it done, we'll paint it and send it back to you. We will then ask you if we can stream it or record a video for it. If you guys say yes, then we will. If you guys say no, then we won't, but we'll still paint the piece for you regardless. So it's completely your choice. But if you're interested in having a custom piece made, then please let us know and follow the link in the description down below. We have one more piece currently going up for commission, which is from the lovely Signed with Blood here, also on our YouTube channel. Hers is the next piece to be done, so as soon as 30k line is finished, we'll be moving on to her commission, which is going to be a Nighthaunt figure, which I thought, on the topic of Nighthaunt, why not do some Nighthaunt today? Because like I said, I don't want to carry on with 30k line until I have multiple days to kind of watch it, to paint it. So until then, we'll give you something else. So we are going to be painting the Nighthaunt Endless Spells today. So these are consistent of 3 pieces, which is this treasure chest, this hourglass, and this scythe. Sup, cool, how are you doing? So this is what we'll be painting today before we move back on to some 40k stuff and /30k stuff following, not next week, but the week after. So whatever we don't finish today, we'll finish off next Friday when I stream. But for now, what piece do we want to see painted first? Actually, I'll give you guys that option. You guys can pick, because it's 3 pieces. Do you want to see the treasure chest? Do you want to see the hourglass? Or do you want to see the scythe? What do you guys think? Not too good, my Xbox keep overheating. Oh dear, that's not a good sign. Have you thought about getting someone to check it out? Which one of these 3 models would we like to see painted first? Scythe, hourglass, or treasure chest? I think I'm going to do the treasure chest first. So start with this piece here. I will be at one point pausing my audio for a second because I do have an Amazon parcel on its way. So when that door knocks, I'll just quickly mute my audio and go and grab that. Keeps turning itself off. Might be something that if you can get someone to have a look at it professionally, might be worth it. Just one of those things where I don't think it's going to fix itself. So, for the outside of this chest, I'm going to use a base of dried bark. So I'm just going to decant some of that onto my wet palette. It's probably just internal dust. Yeah, I mean, I don't know enough about them to say, like, I would say, like, either take it apart and give it a good clean, or maybe even use, like, I know you can get certain, like, dryers and stuff for specifically stuff like that. Whether it's worth getting one of those. Just because that might help. So if not, obviously you can always, like I said, go take it to a professional, see if they can do a good clean on it and fix it up for you. So starting with dried dust. Dried dust? Dried bark, sorry. It's because we were just talking about dust. Aside from that, though, are you doing okay? Obviously today is also an earlier stream than usual because even though I do have a rare few child-free hours, I do still have some other stuff to do tonight before the wee man comes home. So I'll probably go to about 7:30, maybe 8 o'clock at the latest. And then I'll hop off, do the things I need to do, give myself some time to actually have my dinner whilst it is still warm for a change. And then, yeah, get the wee man back. We went into our Warhammer store the other day for our anniversary event. We did spend a lot of money. I'm not going to say how much, but it was a lot. Glenn Wu, yes, hello, how are you? How are you doing, Glenn? So the reason for this Nighthaunt is both, one, because I collect Nighthaunt, and two, it's to get a bit of inspiration and get myself back into the habit of painting some Nighthaunt, ready for our next commission piece, which is for the lovely Signed with Blood here on YouTube. Was commissioned a Nighthaunt piece to be painted by us. So as soon as I'm done finishing painting 30k Lion, Horus Heresy Lion. What is this sneaky early streaming? I'm sorry, Grey. Hi. This is the wee man is at his grandparents again. So whilst he is there, I thought I'd quickly jump on and do some streaming. I finally caught the live stream. Yay! Yeah, I know it's one of those times of day where the last time I streamed at this time of day, some people were still at work. So, oh really? Yes. Freedom, indeed. And the worst thing is, like, today he's actually been really, really good. So it's the one day where I probably didn't need the break, really, because he's been a sweetheart all day. Whereas like, a couple nights ago, he was just complete terror again, as, you know, they are. They have their days of like, oh, this is why I had you. And then other days are going, where did this demon come from? How long have we been for? Only since past, so not long at all, Grey. This is as far as I've gotten. I haven't gone far. But I plan to go to about 8 o'clock-ish if I can. Because then hopefully some people can catch us when they are finishing work before I sign off for the night. Because then I won't be back on again until next Friday. Because that is the next time I have a child-free few hours where the wee man has been taken by the in-laws. So, but as soon as he's back, I'm going to be painting this for today's stream and next Friday's stream because it's 3 pieces. So I've got a few pieces to paint, so these aren't all going to be done today. So I'm going to paint it over the next 2 streams, today and on Friday. I figured it out. As it resolved itself then, if you managed to fix it out, I just flipped my Xbox. Awesome. As long as it's working, then you're off to a happy start. Yeah, I don't want to jump in with 30k Lion until it's fixed, essentially, until I've got more than a day a week of freedom to do some painting, because I want to obviously be able to consecutively, continuously do that until it's finished. Which at the moment, it's just the bases left, because we finished off 30k Lion, the actual figure, so it's just his base to do. So I don't think it's going to be that many more streams. But at least this way then I can combine all of them into one bulk area. And then after that we can move on to our next commission piece, which is actually for Signed Grey, which is Nighthaunt, which is the exact reason why I'm painting some Nighthaunt today, actually. Because I haven't painted Nighthaunt in a while. So, to get myself back into the habit of painting some Nighthaunt as well. This is the Endless Spells. But I have a free house, Grey. I have no Mr. Nerd, no wee man, just me and the animals. That is it. It's a very quiet house. How were your days off, Grey? And Glenn, as you said, this is just your first time to catch a stream. How long have you been watching us for? They were okay? Did you get much built? Yeah, Mr. Nerd is not due back until the 17th of March, so my first Mother's Day is being spent on my own, unfortunately, but regardless, it'll be fine. Got painting done, though we're starting to catch whatever plague the girls have been incubating, so I've been feeling like crud since Tuesday evening. Oh dear, that's not good. Like, the only godsend I've kind of got going into this year is because I'm not going into spring pregnant, I can actually take antihistamines. I only mentioned that because today we actually had our first proper spring day. We had sunshine, it was 16 degrees and sunny. It didn't rain once. We went into, I was just saying, we went to the Warhammer store and we bought our stuff, Gray. We picked up both minis. They aren't here yet. We'd have to basically order them, say we wanted them, but they should be here within the next fortnight. On Saturday, I'm going in to pick up the mini of the month, / build and pick up the mini of the month. And then on that Saturday evening when I get back, though I will have Wee Man, I will be painting it to hopefully then put out for Sunday. I got Ural and 10 Sky Reavers, Karseth, my 2 secret projects that I cannot share, and the Khaled Assassin build, though I haven't primed the Sky Reavers yet. That still sounds very reductive to me. Wait, where's Mr. Nerd back? He's not back until the 17th of March. So I've got a while yet before he's back. Because he went Tuesday. Double check my calendar now. Yeah, he went Tuesday, so he'll come back late Tuesday evening on the 17th. So I'll be streaming again officially from the 18th of March. So from the 18th of March, we'll get back into painting 30k Lion. But there will be a few days at the end of this month where we will not be streaming because we will be taking the Wee Man on a little tour around the UK to meet some family members who hasn't met yet. But that'll be at the very, very end of the month for literally, I think, a weekend. Oh, that sucks that it didn't line up with Mother's Day. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. I had him for Christmas. Obviously, he was here for the birth. It just means I'm spending my first Mother's Day on my own. But I won't be on my own, obviously, because I have him. So it'll be what it'll be. You're heading up north. I think we're going to a few different places. Gray, I'd have to actually double check with Mr. Ned exactly where we're going. But I know we do plan to head up north at some point in the near future. Mr. Ned has mentioned travelling up north to see you guys, so it's definitely on the to-do list in the coming months, hopefully. But obviously when we actually have a clear answer, we'll let you know. Yeah, I know Mr. Nerb is planning a summerish trip. Yeah, probably will be when we come up north, because we're going to Wales and we're going down south. Southwest specifically, which is where I'm from. So the wee man will get to meet some family members he hasn't met yet. Which sounds far away, but it's like 2 or 3 months. Exactly, it's really not that far when you think about it. And this is the thing, like, I find it quite amusing. See, I'm on maternity leave, as you know. People keep asking, like, oh, let me know when you're free. I'm like, guys, I'm always free. I'm not working at the moment. Like, yes, I'm busy because I have a child, but I don't have plans. My plan is just to keep him alive every day. Aside from that, I'm free. I just mean, as long as they're okay with me having a wee man with me, then I'm free to do whatever. Because when people are like, oh, just let me know when you're free. I'm like, let me know when you're free. We'll work around you. Give me your schedule and we'll work it from there. So obviously July we have probably Hola, Kraito, how are you doing? I spent like 17 years living down south, kind of westish. I'm originally from Plymouth, Grey. How are you doing, Kraito? I was just saying at the beginning of the stream, Kraito, the only thing I've got left to do now is to shade your banner. It's why I don't have a Scottish accent. Yeah, I picked up on that. I just have to shade your banner, Kraito. I'm going to be doing that probably either today or tomorrow. And then we see I have to I just have to varnish your full figure, and then we'll look at sending that back to you. Getting there. How are things? Things are okay. The wee man is not with me, and Mr. Nerd has gone to work, so I've got a rare free house for a few hours, so I'm enjoying it. I was in Salisbury for years. I've been to Salisbury. It's quite a nice place. I quite like Salisbury. I sounded like a hobbit. Well, the thing is, if I spoke the way I'm supposed to speak for my accent, if anybody has not heard the Devonshire accent, specifically the Plymothian accent, then I should sound like Samwise Gamgee. I just don't. Like, I should have a proper Devonshire accent. I just don't have it. Because my parents are originally from the West Midlands, and they outright refused to let me sound like a Janna. So, no rush. Okay, Krytor, no worries. We're looking at moving northward. Very expensive down here. It is incredibly expensive. Like, the price of the home we have now, that we've been living in our home now for 4 years. For us to have spent. Thank you for following Amy's page. She was very happy. Of course. Absolutely. I'm happy to support. But the price of the house we have now that we're living in, if for us to spend the exact same amount of money down south, bearing in mind the house we live in now is a 3-bedroom house, down there is like a 2-bedroom flat, where I'm originally from, because it was a seaside town. So, yeah, it's just ridiculously expensive down south. So we moved towards the Midlands. How was your trip, Krytor? Because from the photos I saw, it looked very pretty. was just saying, myself and Mr. Nerd will be going on a little trip at the end of this month. We'll be going down south and going to Wales as well. Yeah, some of the 2 beds in my area are touching 350k. A new build near us is 399 for a 2-bed. Scary stuff. It's ridiculous. I think we paid 250 for a 3-bedroom house. I can't actually remember exactly how much we paid, but that was what we got our house for here. But at the end of this month, we'll be in Essex, Plymouth, Harlock, and Cardiff. It's a busy, busy trip. Just picking up some more dried bark. Yeah, like the house pricing at the moment is ridiculous anyway. I think when we bought our home, it was like a 17% deposit we had to pay. Something like that. How Essex, a tiny bit of Phoenix, just a tiny bit. We're not going to be there for very long. The nature reserve was lovely. No short-eared owls though. Saw plenty of barn owls at least. Oh, nice to have something to look forward to. Yeah, definitely. The only thing is it's going to be our first like big trip with the wee one. So it's going to be a bit of a challenge. And the trip down south especially is, yep, still overheating. It might just be worth, like I said, getting somebody to have a look at it. Because I wouldn't, unless you know like a lot about how to take it apart and put it back together again and make sure all the pieces are in the right place. I wouldn't touch it. I wouldn't try taking it apart because you risk then losing parts or breaking it. I would see if somebody can get it professionally done because they're not that expensive. But, you know, it's up to you. If it's something that you're going to be using quite frequently, which sounds like it is, it might be worth getting someone professional to have a look at it and see if they can fix it for you. M25 is no fun. No, it is not. And the trip down south is already 4.5 hours, something like that. 4.5, 5 hours. You're only in the Midlands though. Essex isn't that far. Plymouth though, that's a trek, exactly. So the plan is to go here, Essex, Plymouth, Plymouth, Cardiff, Cardiff, Harlock, and then Harlock here. So I think that's the trek we're going on. So we can break it up. And we might be stopping over in Kent as well when we go to Essex, but we don't know yet. We have family all over the place. Family and friends who are very eager to meet the wee one. I'm driving Amy to Birmingham on Sunday for Crufts. That's going to be a trek. I think the only thing about Birmingham that is really bad when you're driving is like you can tell when you immediately hit Birmingham because the traffic just gets ridiculous. And that's just from the perspective of like a passenger. But it's like we know whenever we've gone through Birmingham or visited family in Birmingham because we have some family there. You know when you've just hit it because suddenly you just get chock-a-block traffic and silly drivers, which is not fun. But Crufts, that's exciting. unlucky having family there. Thing is, I'm actually, like, technically, my parents are from Brum. So my parents are from Brum. I'm technically, like, I'm not, I was born in Plymouth. I shouldn't have the accent though, because I should sound Brummy. I just don't. I should really finish up my Nighthaunt at some point. I did a challenge and painted a bunch of them in one go, but never got around to finishing basing them. Like I said, this is me getting myself back into it, Gray, ready for when I do science piece, which is also Nighthaunt. But yeah, my parents are from Brum originally, Krytor, so that's why especially with me living in the Midlands now, there are times where I do sound a little bit Midlandsy, and people are like, "Oh, you're starting to sound like you're from the Midlands." I'm like, technically I am. My parents are from there, and I don't have a Plymouth accent. They refuse to let me be a Janna, so. Brum or Brum adjacent? Brum. They are from Brum. I can't stand the Dudley accent. No, it's no Dudley. No Dudley here. No, full on Brum here. Like, it's not a bus, it's a buzz. You know, and it's not goodbye, it's ta-ra. All right. All that. It's all that malarkey. I've been to Birmingham for work. I did not have a fun time and did not feel safe after a night out I had. I became a target because of my size, though, I think. Yeah, I mean, Birmingham is not a place that I would go out on a night out. Ever. It's like there's two places in the UK I don't feel safe going out at night, and they are Birmingham and London. I don't feel safe going out in London. The last one out in London late at night, like, I was so on edge. But obviously, like, you're 6'7", like, you're a big guy. So, obviously, you can't hide from anything at that size. So as far as purchases for what we bought for our store's anniversary, so we got the 2 figures, and we went ahead, and there's also a challenge that we are taking part in, and it's something that I'm tempted to do for our channel. So the way it was, you had a two six-sided die, and you rolled it, and you picked first if you wanted to do. I think it's just the way cities are these days, sadly. 100% agree with you, Krytor. So the way it worked was you could pick Age of Sigmar or 40k. You'd then roll a dice. And that dice represents different numbers. Adam, out of all the models you've painted, which one did you find the hardest to paint? Ooh, that's a very good question, Adam. Very good question. I don't necessarily find them hard, more so stressful, because I wanted to make sure that they were done really, really well. Like, hardest to paint is probably anything Middle Earth, just because they're so tiny. They're really, really small, and therefore getting the details right without, like, flooding them, I found quite difficult. Are we allowed to know which mini you're painting signed? Absolutely. So, for signed, we have some. I have some Nighthaunt figures. In fact, if you give me 1 second, I shall quickly grab them, because we haven't actually built them yet, so that one's not going to be done until Mr. Nerd is home. But I'll quickly grab the box and I shall show you. Give me 1 second. So I only needed some of these. We bought them separately, specifically for my Nighthaunt Warcry that I'm building, but I only need a few of them. So there's some chain rasps left, and we said to sign because she also has a bunch of Nighthaunt stuff. If she wants them, we can send them to her. Originally, she was going to get these at Christmas time, and then obviously, as you know now, I went to labour, so yeah, it's couldn't really send them. But the plan is to paint up one of these for her in the style that she likes. So we have some chain rasps. That is the figure that Sign is having painted up in her unique style. I've seen the Warhammer tournament and all it costs is 180 points to get into. That's crazy. How much is a normal tournament usually? I'm not entirely sure, actually. But this competition that the store is hosting, which is, like I said, you got to choose Age of Sigmar or 40k. I picked 40k. You then roll a 6-sided die, and whatever number it lands on, that's where you have to pick something from. Which in this case, it landed on Chaos. And then from there, you roll another dice, and it gives you 3 set colours you can use. You can use black, white, and lead belcher, and then you have to incorporate these 3 colours into the piece, and you can only use those 3 colours. You can't use anything else except for those 3 colours and black, white, and silver. And the 3 colours we got were... Quickly grab them now. Methystone red, Ural yellow, and a McGrag blue. So these are the 3 colours I have to paint this figure with, and they're the only, these and black, white, and silver. And I can use any shade paint I want, but I have to use only those 3 paints. But I have to paint it in a style that I wouldn't normally do. But the thing I have chosen to do that with is some Chaos Space Marines Possessed. Because, like I said, I had to pick something that was Chaos. I haven't actually painted anything that's Chaos yet. And these looked quite interesting. And colour-wise, I feel like I could make that colour scheme work with these guys. So this is who's going to be the victim of that challenge. And that's the jackpot of colours right there. I agree. Do you prefer painting characters or squads? It really depends. You can literally mix any colour for them. Yeah, literally can. In this case, like, it's a bit of a challenge. Can you mix them? If so, that's literally primary colours. Exactly. So I don't know if we can mix them. I'd have to double check. But I'm going in on Saturday. So when I pick up the mini of the month, I will ask if I can mix them or whether or not I have to use them as they are. But the challenge is as well to not only use those 3 colours, as well as black, white, and silver, but also to do it in a style that you wouldn't normally do it in. So that's the interesting part. But I can use whatever shade paint I like, so I can make it look really, really different. So I'd have to have a look at them and see if that is something that I can do. I'd have to ask them, because I don't want to do it and then find out I've cheated. Because they have to be painted by the 18th of April. And then they get entered into like a little competition thing. I'm sorry if you can hear banging. My next door neighbour's children are home and they are losing their minds. Hello, cat. But yeah. It could be very interesting regardless. I have the ginger cat that likes to quote-unquote help. It'd be a bit rubbish if you couldn't mix. This is the thing I'd have to ask. I know, right? I agree. So when I go in on Saturday, I should have to ask that question if I can. And if they're like, nope, I have to paint it as is, I mean, I guess it would make it more of a challenge in a sense that you have to use it as is. But I could do so much with the colours if I'm able to mix them. But if they're limiting your colour choices, it makes sense that they might do it to keep the challenge. Exactly. That's my thinking, Adam. Like, if the whole premise, and not to mention like they're like also paint it in a way that you wouldn't normally do. Already, me painting chaos is something I wouldn't normally do. Off for dinner. Have a lovely dinner, Krytor. If you can use any wash, then maybe not mix, just guessing. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But again, I will ask for clarification. Mr. Ned took a photo of the sheet. So when he's on his break later, I'll see if he can send me that, see if there's anything on there. Also so close to the Superior Red. It is so close to the Superior Red. But if I can't use Corn Red, I might as well go for that one. At least that will do, you know? My cat is currently staring at my laptop and I'm kind of freaking out. Because the last time he did this, he started trying to chew on my wires and catch you later, Krytor. Oh goodness, I've got another cat that's just arrived now. The last time this cat was sat this close to my laptop, he started biting the wires and disconnected my camera. So, I'm hoping he behaves himself. And doesn't start demanding attention through violence. It's close enough, I'll allow it. I agree. Like if I can't use Corn Red, I'll go for Methystone. It's okay. I'll allow it for now. Can use any contrast as well. See, these are questions I need to ask because they only mention shade. If I can use contrast paints, then I can do quite a bit. If it's not too bold, your wee man is so lucky to have grandparents that are able to look after him. I completely agree with you, Glenn. I'm very, very fortunate to have grandparents this close to him. Because, oh, my cat is hugging my microphone. Yes, you're very sweet. Stop hugging the microphone, though. Please sit down. Yeah, his grandparents have agreed that when Mr. Nerd is away, especially, because I solo parent, Mr. Nerd goes away for 2 weeks. And obviously, solo parenting, being a parent in itself is hard, but solo parenting especially is very difficult. So because of that, they agreed to take him 1 day a week, so I get a bit of respite to allow me to reset and catch up on sleep and cleaning my house and getting my feet up and all that stuff. So, because the wee man is a bit of a Velcro baby in the sense of he doesn't really like to be put down that much, but he is getting better. So I'm able to do a bit more now around the house without having to have him attached to me constantly. Have you looked any more into Lord of the Rings stuff, Gray? I officially bought some stuff for my Mordor army. And bought a lot of paints as part of our amount we had to pay to get our rewards for the anniversary the other day. We bought a lot of paints, and I mean a lot. Especially since you can, instead of black, white, you can shade over the top, but contrast would be insane, exactly. Sorry, can I hear you? La la la. No, no, not at all. But the stuff that I've ordered should come on Saturday, so I can show you on Saturday what I've ordered. Solo parenting is no joke. It's really not. It is really no joke. The first time I solo parented, the wee man was only 5 weeks old, and now he's 9 weeks old. He's 10 weeks old tomorrow. So he's still a baby. He's just out of the newborn stage, but he's still a baby. Like, he's not even 3 months yet, and I've already had, at this point, it'll be a month of that 3 months of his life where it's been solo parented. So yeah, it's no joke. I respect the hell out of people who do it full time. I really do. But nah, Nerd Shop was very limited in selection, so we'll maybe reconsider at the end of the month and put an order in with Element. That sounds like a good idea, Gray. I was actually watching somebody else's live the other day, and they were talking about parenting, and I mentioned obviously doing the solo parenting thing, and the person who was on the stream was like, so like, how is it just being a mum in general? Because like, I think it's just one of those jobs that people don't talk about how difficult it is being a parent and how it is a full-time job. I'm like, well, yeah, it is. Like, being a parent is a full-time job. It's a full-time job that has no sick days, no pay, and it's 24 hours. You don't get time off from being a parent. Unless you have people around you, a support system, a little village, who are able to kind of take some of that extra weight so you can actually have time to yourself. So that's the only reason why I'm only streaming till 8 o'clock tonight as well, because I've technically got till 10 p.m. free. But I'm thinking of just I want to have like a bit of chill time, because today before I streamed, I was working on videos, I was cleaning, I was busy, I wasn't just standing around doing nothing. So I loved your Vertigo video. I'm thinking of giving my Hero Quest skeleton weapons and armor with the same effect. Absolutely do it. They used to say it takes a village to raise a child. Absolutely, I agree with that statement 100%. Like, I love them to the death of me, genuinely. But it is hard. It's the hardest job I've ever done in my entire life. But it's also the best job I've ever done in my entire life, so. Small things. Whilst that brown dries, move on to the metallic elements. Oh, and for that I'm going to go in with Warplock Bronze, which is one of my favourite bronze shades. I love this colour. Officially got like my first Mother's Day card and Mother's Day gift in the post the other day. Obviously it hasn't been opened, it's waiting until Mother's Day. But it feels weird receiving the Mother's Day gifts instead of just sending them. So the brown's going to need another coat. But whilst... Oh, that's the cat just trying to throw himself at the camera there. Are you okay? I think he's okay. Orange cats are not the brightest, are they? Anyway, sorry. The brown's going to need another coat, but whilst that dries, I'm going to go with the bronze because I want to do all the brown in one go. Yeah, for the verdigris, I'm going to be doing like a short on that as well soon. So I really, really love doing the verdigris. It's so fun. Shorts are still causing me problems, Gray, by the way. was messing with it yesterday trying to put a video out, and like on Wednesdays now I'm starting to do like a short rather than like a full video, and then Saturdays is either a stream made into a video, a mini of the month, or a specific product that we're reviewing or something. And if I have something really, really cool that I want to show, then I'll do it that way. But because I'm streaming, like when obviously Mr. Nerd is home, I stream most days. A lot of what I paint now is done on streams rather than specifically just for videos. So because of that, I'm able to then just make my streams into videos. Just want to hop in real quick. For anybody who is watching this who hasn't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. We'd love to have you here. If you're interested in joining our Discord, we have a Discord link down in the description below. We have a lot of fun over there. We talk about all things nerdy in addition to obviously Warhammer. So if you want to join our community, which is small but slowly growing, then please feel free to follow the link in the description down below. Thank you. What's your favourite Hero Quest monster to paint? Abomination, Skeleton, Zombie, Mummy, Orcs and Goblins. I haven't actually painted that much Hero Quest. I'm not going to lie to you. We've got absolutely loads to paint. I do love painting skeletons though. I really enjoy skeletons. I'm trying to remember what else we bought now as part of... I bought the Rust Effect army painted today. I'm planning to do zombies that have completely rusted shields and swords. That sounds amazing. Absolutely amazing. I really want to buy that. Like, I really want to get into some other brands, because I was saying to Mr. Nerd this year I want to buy some other brands and start comparing them, and Army Painted is one of those for that exact reason. Trying to find time to fit a short week into the mix where I can, but the schedule's already maxed out, I think. Yeah. I've essentially dialed back because I'm streaming most days, and we do, like, a lot of our people who watch our videos reoccurringly, you know, a lot of them do watch our streams. So as far as the content goes, the people who obviously want to watch the full thing are generally here anyway. They seem to be the way to go for marketing. That's kind of our thinking, because our first post, we only put out last Wednesday, our first short, and it's already at 1k, I think, now, or just under 1k views. Gotta go, but have a good stream, and hopefully I'll catch the next stream. We'll be streaming next Friday, Adam, so if we can catch you, absolutely. But if not, have a lovely rest of your week, and a lovely rest of your day. Thank you for joining us. But yeah, so that'll be, like, the plan is to kind of minimize it. Yeah, it's done great. I'm really impressed with how well it's done. It makes things a lot easier. It does make it a lot quicker as well, because then at the moment, especially because I'm just doing bases, it is a lot easier to do. The next one's going to be like a Martian style base, because I bought some more technical paints to try. So that's the next one coming out next Wednesday. But I might get that painted tonight, because it literally is a case of like a few, because then I can leave it to dry overnight and then finish doing the footage, recording a bit tomorrow. I just subscribed. Sorry, I thought I already had absolutely fine, no worries. Thank you for subscribing, appreciate it. Thank you for joining us. I get that way sometimes, like I'll go onto my channel and I'll watch a video, and I'm like, why is it this person's video only comes up sometimes and then not others? And then I look the next time I watch their video, I'm like, oh, it's because I'm not subscribed. Silly me, that's why. And I could have been watching them for months like that, without even realising. I'm like, whoopsie. But I can't even begin to tell you guys like how grateful we are for the community that's grown just through our streaming. Because this was something I was like super like nervous to get into, because when you're obviously recording a video, you can edit out mistakes, and you know, people only have to listen to your voice for a certain amount of time. But I was a bit worried about streaming at first, because I was like, oh, people might find my voice annoying, or they might not, they might not want to listen to me talk for hours and hours and hours. I'm thinking gems initially, then 4 shorts that are quick. Absolutely sounds like an amazing idea, Gray. For those who don't know, if they are new, I have a second channel, which is like a lore channel. So I do lore on topics like Lord of the Rings, Tolkien, anything Tolkien, Game of Thrones, Warhammer, Resident Evil, Witcher, anything that's kind of nerdy. That's what I do videos on. And the amount of times I've been accused of being AI because of how I sound is ridiculous. But like at least once every couple of months, someone will make a comment on my video calling me AI. And at first I'm like, are you talking like the video's AI? And they're like, no. No. Then I look at the comments, like, no, they're talking about my voice. And I'm like, how? I don't know how you think I'm AI. And they're like, oh, it's because of how this person like incorrectly pronounces this word. I'm like, nope, I'm pretty sure I'm just dyslexic and I can't read stuff very well. So as a result, I attempt to say stuff, and sometimes I get it right and sometimes I get it very, very wrong. But I try my best at it, and sometimes I'll even go as far as to look at pronunciations and then try and get it as close to that as I can. And sometimes I still butcher it. But then in typical fashion, that's the only bit that people pick up on, and they're like, it's AI. I'm like, no. It's just a girl you can't say this word, sorry. But yeah, like that kind of had me worried a bit for when it came to streaming, because like, people are either going to really hate my voice, or you get, like I said before, there's like a weird community when it comes to nerd culture, and women being in that culture. Some people are like, yay, and then other people are like, no, get them out of it, they don't belong here. We should find out about the new edition launch box later this month. I'm hyped, me too. That sounds very, very exciting. Might have to paint something big for orcs. Ooh, I think so. Ooh. Yeah, like especially on like my second pardon me, on my other channel, I get a lot of people being like really weird about the fact that I'm like a female in nerd spaces. So I get a lot of people, some people are just really aggressively flirty to the point that it's uncomfortable, and then other people are like, no, you're a female, you can't be in the space, you don't belong here. Or they immediately assume I don't know anything because I'm female, and I'm like, that's not how that works at all. But sure. Like, go off, I guess. If that's what makes you feel better. We bought some more Lego the other day. Yeah, I never got that no girls in the hobby BS. No, me either. It's one of those things where it's not an exclusive thing. Like, there's no gender neutral thing when it comes to a hobby or a job. Like, we live in a world now. Yeah, me either. No, I really don't get it. I really don't get it, guys. I don't get it at all. Like, when I see other women now who are like really into it, I'm like, yay! Like, other women who are in space, like, signed. We talk about Warhammer, and then we talk about jewelry. Like, we talk about everything when it comes to this. You know, like, it's not, there's no exclusive spaces specifically for a gender when it comes to a hobby or, you know, a fandom of any description. Like, I was really tempted to paint some Lord of the Rings stuff today because I absolutely love Lord of the Rings stuff. But then I thought, no, I'll hold off on that for a bit, because when I get onto my Rohan stuff, that's when I'll paint a bunch of stuff for Lord of the Rings. But I don't want to start that until after I finish 30k Lions, so that's why I held off on that today and decided to just do some Nighthaunt. Not to mention, obviously, the Lord of the Rings stuff is very, very tiny. So. But I remember, like, I made a video and this person went on a full-on rant and they wrote about 4 paragraphs on why I was wrong, and in each paragraph there was something related to the fact that I was a female. And like one point was like, oh, hoi painters, hello book, how are you doing? Hello, hello. For once, book, I can actually say to you, it's dark now, but it was a lovely sunny day. I can finally say it to you, for a change. The UK had sun, and it was 16 degrees. How have you been keeping? Doing well, amazing. It's a nice day here if you like the indoors. Oh, have you got bad weather for a change? Or is it just that ridiculously hot that you definitely don't want to go outside? Maybe down south it was. Was it a horrible day for you, Gray? Yeah, here in the Midlands it was a nice day. So it makes a change because we've had nothing but flooding for weeks. Like rain and floods for weeks now. So it's a nice change. So I will take the sunshine. But this is actually my preferred weather, where it's just, because the UK heat isn't the problem, it's the houses that are the problem here. Miserable. Ugh. Just a spot of sideways rain. Oh yeah, just a spot of it. It's the gale force winds, though, that go with the sideways rain that make it particularly special. We've swapped weather for a day then, Book. But yeah, like here in the UK, the issue is never the weather, in the sense of when it comes to heat. I can happily walk around in 32, 33, 34 degree weather, which is like about as hot as it gets. I think the closest, the hottest it got here in the UK was like 40 degrees. That's Celsius, for anybody who is not from the UK. And the problem isn't the weather, it's the houses, because our houses are not built to, like, new builds are obviously a bit better, but old houses like the one I live in, it's just, it's really, really not the weather for it, because our houses are built to, insulate. They're not built to, help with any heat issues. Sorry you had to experience that. You are definitely an inspiration to many girls and boys who want to get into the hobby. Keep going. Thank you so much, Glenn. I really appreciate that. That's very sweet. The build quality of houses here are notorious. Yes. See, when you live in countries where the weather is naturally hot and notoriously hot, naturally people are like, yeah, we need to build houses to actually, cope with this weather. 4 weeks of rain. Oh, yeah. We get, I think, for February, I think it rained almost every single day in February here. I think there's only a couple of days where it didn't rain, and on those days we had snow. So, it makes a nice change to have some sun. Yeah, UK, our houses are built for heat protection, exactly. So, and not to mention, obviously, it's hotter now than it ever used to be, and it will continue to get hotter. And our houses are just not built for it. Like, winter this year didn't feel as cold as last year. I think on average, I was waking up to temperatures of like -5 last year. That was like the average temperature between like 0 and -5 every day when I woke up. So yeah, the issue in the UK is not the heat, it's the housing and the stores. We're just not built to, we're not built for this weather. The UK is not built for it, we're not built for this. We're not ready. But yeah, like I was saying, that we also get I get the really creepy flirty comments as well, where because of my voice, I've got comments on like some of it's compliments. One person has said they found my voice very lyrical, which I thought was a really nice compliment, a very nice way of saying someone likes my voice. And then I've got someone to say like they really like fancy my voice, which was a bit creepy. And then from there, they were like obsessing over my picture on my One Nerd to Rule Them All page, which is essentially me just using AI tools to make me look like an elf. Well, that wasn't AI, it was a digital artist who did that actually. But then someone was like really losing it over my photo, which I thought was, which obviously wasn't even a photo, it was a digital art image, and I was like, well, that's a bit creepy. And then I get other compliments, which is like someone said that I should be a narrator for any books and things, like audiobooks, which is quite fun. I like that one. That's quite a big compliment. I'll take that one any day of the week. Anonymous people on the internet can be unhinged. They absolutely can. Sometimes in the best way, and other times in the weirdest, worst ways. Like, the internet's a weird place. Like, one of these guys, like, he literally created like a full fantasy in his head that was really unhinged and inappropriate and creepy. And then, I've mentioned it before, but like the minute I mentioned on there that I was married, I actually was engaged, but like the minute I mentioned that I like had a partner, suddenly he stopped. But he only stopped because he realized I wasn't single. And which is a bit even worse in my opinion. Like, they have enough respect for my husband to be like, oh, this is inappropriate, I shouldn't do this. But not enough respect for me to think this is inappropriate. But again, it goes back to that, like, women in quote-unquote, like, traditionally men's spaces thing. UK accents are so interesting. Like, you and Mr. Nerd are so different. We really are. So, Mr. Nerd is originally from more London kind of way. Essex area. And then his parents are like Londoners and like from like London and Kent. So they have a very different accent. And then I'm from down south, but I have Brummie parents. If anyone who doesn't know what a Brummie parent is, or someone from Brum, if you ever watch Peaky Blinders, it's that accent. That's how my parents sound. I was going to say he has a bit of an Essex twang. He does, but he doesn't hear it. He doesn't think he has an accent at all. But he does, in fact, have a slight Essex twang. Whereas I sound southern, absolutely, but I don't sound Devonshire. Every now and then there'll be like slight words. Oh, one moment, guys. And I'm back, sorry about that. My accent's just super generic, but that's mainly because I didn't want to sound like a hobbit when I moved back up. Yeah, like I said, I have a southern accent, and like I said, now that I live in the East Midlands, people can tell I'm from the south, but they can't tell which part of the south. And the way I should sound is like, all right, my lover. Like, that's where I should sound, in theory. I should sound like Samwise Gamgee from Lord of the Rings. Just with a slightly harsher R's. That's how I should sound. But I don't. And that is because my parents basically straight up refused to let me sound like that. Like, you're better than this, you will not sound like that. So even when I was down south where everybody spoke like Samwise Gamgee, yeah, it's another example if like you want to know kind of similar to how I should sound. If anybody has ever watched Hot Fuzz, that kind of generic accent is how I should sound. But yeah, that country style. That's technically how I should sound. I just don't. So unless I told people where I'm from, people most of the time cannot guess which part of the UK I'm from. They'll just say South, and I'll go, yeah. Nick Frost, exactly. So the Nick Frost accent specifically. And, yeah. That proper, but then another one who was actually from the area, roughly. Of like where I'm from, if you want to hear a pretty spot-on accent of how I should sound, is Stephen Merchant. So if you want to hear a pretty close representation of how I should sound, then listen to anything that Stephen Merchant says if you haven't already heard how he speaks. But he's from down south, specifically close to the area that I'm from. So that's how I should sound. That proper, all right. If it's any consolation, while it's mostly women that seem to attract the creeps, I used to get some thirsty American ladies when we did RRP. That does not surprise me, Gray. Not at all. I thought it was more Bristol. He is more Bristol, but a close representation of kind of roughly, because the Bristolian accent and the Plymothian accent are not too dissimilar. It's just the Plymothian accent's a little bit more harsh with R's, but that's a pretty close representation of roughly what I should sound like. So he's Bristolian, so we should sound a bit more like that, but I said a bit more like, alright, or should sound like that. The old, I can't read and I can't write, but I can drive a tractor. That's how I should sound. Oh, for sure, yeah. But I don't think I would be on YouTube at all if I sounded like that, to be honest. I think people would hate me. Alright, my lover was a popular one in Salisbury. Yeah. Alright, my lover. Alright, bird. Alright. Where you too? Instead of where are you? Or where's you? Just, yeah. Not a good accent. It's not. So I'm very grateful that I don't sound Plymothian. Like, it's actually almost hard for me to put it on because I just don't sound like that. I've never sounded like that. So me putting on a Plymothian accent is almost difficult for me. Like, if I was to really let everything slip and like just really focus on the fact that I don't want to pronounce my words properly, then I'd sound a little bit more Plymothian. But no, I don't want to sound like that. It just makes me sound stupid, and I'm not a stupid person. So, not to say people from Plymouth are stupid, I'm just saying the accent doesn't help. It's one of those accents, a bit like the Brummie accent, it's not the best accent in the world to have. Yeah, I was just going to say people assume you have a lower IQ with a southern accent. Absolutely. Unless you're from somewhere, like if you say you're from Surrey, or if you say you're from like London, you generally are okay. But if you're anywhere like south, absolutely no chance. Everyone assumes you're stupid. Years ago, I went backpacking in Southeast Asia. People used to think I was British. And I was like, are you for real? Yeah, like, I don't get that at all. Like, your accent, like, I haven't even heard you speak, and I can guarantee you don't sound British. But then I was in a live yesterday where the guy that was like speaking it was from Leeds. He had a proper full-on thick Leeds accent. And someone in the comments was like, oh my god, an Australian? It's like, no, he is not Australian. So Book is from New Zealand. Grey. Book is our Kiwi. Yeah, a little lower and to the left, Grey. I do have the posh Kiwi accent. Oh, the posh one, do you? No, we had, I went to school with an Australian and a Kiwi. And in typical fashion, the Kiwi always got asked if he was Australian, and the Australian always got asked if he was Kiwi. And it annoyed the life out of both of them. So, and they hung out at the same social circle too, so it was even worse. 'Cause it was like, so where can we say a decking giggles like a child? Yeah, it's definitely. It's. I remember like both of these boys, bless them, both of these lads were just getting so frustrated with people. And it's like you always knew what was annoying them, but by the end of it, they just stopped getting annoyed about it because it was a waste of their time to waste their energy getting annoyed about it. Whereas, like, to me, like, I can hear the difference between talking about the dicks, yeah. And then it's stuff like, yeah, nah, yeah, and nah, nah, yeah, nah. And the difference between the two and what it actually means. But then the other one that was a favourite of a bunch of people that we used to hang out with was eggs. But our Kiwi friend wouldn't say eggs, he'd say ig. So he got ripped a lot for saying ig instead of egg. So yeah, just goes to show. Oh my is an Aussie and oh my other half is an Aussie and I'm Scottish, so our daughter has the amazing Scot-British Aussie mix. That sounds actually incredible, Gray. I love the sound. I love the idea of that mix. Haha, I was gonna bring those up. They trip people up, people here new to the country so much. Yes, absolutely. Like, I was like, yeah, nah, yeah, and nah, nah, yeah, nah. Like, if you don't know the difference, like, you will know the difference eventually. But yeah, it's just knowing the difference, so what it actually means. People are like, I'm so confused. I explained it to someone, like, whichever word's repeated the most is what it means. So, like, yeah, nah, yeah, yes, nah, yeah, nah, no. So that's the way I explain it to people when they'd ask. They'd be like, what does that mean? Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying, but I disagree. Yeah. To be honest, though, we use that in the UK as well. But another alternative to that in the UK is fair, but... And then you've got the good old Cockney rhyming slang. For example, being a parent has got me cream crackered. If anyone aside from Gray, hold your horses, because I know you probably know what that means. If anybody else can guess what cream crackered means, if they have any knowledge of Cockney rhyming slang, then put it in the comments section now. If I say to someone I'm cream crackered, what am I? Yeah, but no, but yeah. Yeah, but no, but yeah, literally. That's the other one. That's the UK equivalent. Tired, yeah. So cream crackered is the word it rhymes with is knackered, and another word for knackered is tired. I'm cream crackered means I'm knackered. And you've got the apples and pears, which is the stairs, the skin and blister, which is sister, the dog and bone, which is phone. There's lots of them. Like having a friend who's American, and we were the last time she was here, like we were discussing the difference between words. Like they, for a dummy, we call it a dummy. They call it a pacifier. They call it an eraser. We call it a rubber. A rubber in the States is a very different thing. Language is fun. But I do think it's quite amusing when like an American stage was like, "You're saying it wrong." I'm like, it's the English language. Keep getting updates on the wee man, who was at his grandparents, like I said. Nappy versus diaper, exactly. There's lots of words that are just, they're so different. But yeah, keep getting updates on the wee man, because it's that typical thing where like I feel like it's a parent thing where you're grateful for the break, but then in the same breath, like the minute they're gone, you miss them. And that's me. Like as soon as he was like away and away from me, I was like, oh, let me just double check like photos and videos I have of him. And I was like, what do you mean? Like what do you mean he's gone? American English took your language, removed you. Absolutely. But then again, there are certain letters in words that don't necessarily need to be there. Perfect example of that is knife. Why is there a K? It's not a knife or a kniff. Nah, you get used to the chaos. You do. Of course you do. As much as sometimes when he's screaming, I'm like, will you shut up? Like in my head, I'm like, please just shut up. Please stop screaming. I don't need this today. Then the minute the house is silent, I'm like, what do I do? Where is he? The one that annoys me is Primarch versus Primarch, and that's just a Brit thing. Oh god, yeah, no, don't. But then people like shorten them. Like I grew up with somebody who used to say Marks and Sparks instead of Marks and Spencers, and they used to call it Primani instead of Primarch. I'm like, it's called Primarch, it's called Marks and Spencers, or M&S. Like, don't complicate it more than you need to. Like Brits, naturally, Macca's is big. Except, yeah, I know what. If someone says Macca's, I know what Macca's means. Yeah, Macca's is definitely an acceptable term for McDonald's, 100%. In New Zealand book, is it Burger King or is it Hungry Jack's? Hey Book, do you get Hungry Jack's or Burger King? Yeah. As well. I beat you to it, Gray. Haha. Burger King, Hungry Japs is an Oz thing. I thought so. Get out of my brain, please. No, never. So I know for Oz it's a Hungry Jacks thing, but I just wanted to double check. I was like, it's not just that part of the world. It's the parent brain. It's one brain cell combined, Grey. You can't escape it. You just have to accept it. And it's fueled by caffeine and plastic crack. Hence why I have plastic crack and an energy drink. Thongs or flip-flops. I believe you mean jandals, yep. You've never heard that one, Grey. Have you got any more fun ones, Book? That might confuse some people. I like this game. Okay, that's new. Every day's a learning day. Every day's a learning day, Grey. And let's talk about underwear. We were talking about shoes, Book, in that case. I think the Aussies, they also call them plugers. Or pluggers, yeah. I've heard that one. I'm trying to think of some British alternatives that if you said it to people, they'd be like, what the world is that? Because the other one that I get, like I said to somebody the other day that was from Plymouth, and obviously the way Plymouth is spelled, it's if somebody said like, if they're not from the UK or not familiar with like the Mayflower, even though there is a Plymouth in the US. I've had Plymouth, I've had Plymouth, I've had Plymouth, like I've had just about everything but Plymouth. Gunboat Tea is a fun one. That is fun. What does that one mean, Book? But yeah, like that one. Just me staying where I'm from gets people confused. Like I don't know what that means, so I can't pronounce that one. Like I don't think it's that hard. But then it's like some Americans will say like Gloucestershire instead of Gloucester. And a lot of the Shire words are really pronounced on the Shire part. Gumboot 2, I kind of know what Gumboot is, but but Gumboot 2. The other half has also asked if you call dingers dingers. strong black tea usually served after a working bee. I think that sounds great to me. That's just a British thing though as well. Like if you have an inconvenience, like a minor inconvenience, or it's like a major issue, tea is generally served to fix most things. Dingus is not in our vocab, haha. Like British people, we have a very, very unique way of dealing with things. Now you need some cow juice in that, yeah. You need some cow juice, 100% agree. But Dingus rubbers, yeah. For Americans, yes. Yeah, British people have a very unique way of dealing with situations. Like you could literally, as a British person, I've heard people lose their minds over minor inconveniences and then brush off stuff that is genuinely serious with the way they speak. Obviously, everyone's like, "Oh, the British people love queuing." Like, we don't love it; it's just what we do. But if someone cuts in line, like cuts in, then we're like notoriously angry. Like we'd be like, "Look at this person, so disrespectful! How dare they cut in line? Like we're all queuing here. Can't they see there's a queue?" And we get sometimes really uppity, like really upset about this stuff. And then they're like, "Oh, you're a bit down today. Why is that?" "Oh yeah, my cat died." But you know, like something that could genuinely be really upset, or like, "Oh yeah, my car broke down," or "Oh yeah, like I've just lost my house." British people will just say it like that, but if someone cuts into a queue, lose their minds. Funnily enough, for personal health items, we don't really do slang. I can understand that. BRB, no worries. I'm going to leave this front section. I'm going to just do this bottom bit, but I'm going to leave that top bar and this without this on, because I need to obviously get in there and paint all this stuff inside. And I know once I get my paintbrush in there and start digging around, I'm going to end up like going over that part that I've already painted. So I'm going to just leave that top bar without any paint on for the moment. So I'm going to paint everything down apart from that. I had to double check I was in live chat as well for a second there to make sure I wasn't missing anybody, because I didn't want to be rude. Anybody who is new, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. We have a lot of fun here. We are on the mission to get to 1k subscribers by the end of 2026. We are well on our way there. And we'd love if people could help us out by doing that. And if they like this video, please go ahead and give it a like. It does please the algorithm gods. And if you are interested in joining this little community further, you can join us in the Discord, which you can find linked in the description down below. Streams building up. Like I had every intention of streaming the last few days when Mr. Nerd was home. But as I mentioned in the last or second to last stream, before I kind of stopped streaming for a few days, the wee man had his vaccines, and one of them was a live vaccine, which meant because of Mr. Nerd's autoimmune disease, he couldn't really do certain things in regards to the wee man's care. So I would have had to do them. So in the end, I was basically baby wearing the wee man whilst painting. And for the first stream, he was really good. And for the last stream, where I finished off Azrael, like he did pretty well. But for the ones after that and the ones in between, like he was just so unsettled. Like I couldn't physically settle him down enough to sit down and paint. because as much as I appreciate people appreciate the fact that I'm a mum and people are really, really kind and forgiving, if you're new to the channel and you don't already know I'm a parent, like, it's not really, you know, it's not really the best thing to be sat around with like a baby strapped to your chest who's fussy. If I've got a baby strapped to my chest who's sleeping, fine. But I didn't want to be constantly putting up that BRB settling baby, like settling, you know, baby nurglings thing, because I could just tell there were times where I was going to have it up for a very, very long time. And at that point, I know the view retention would have just dropped. So instead, I was like, right, there's no point in me streaming. And then one of the days I had every intention of streaming. I set up to go live. I was sat down because the wee man had been really well behaved all day. And then the minute I sat down to stream, he started screaming. And I was like, there we go, never mind. And at that point, I was like, yeah, no, I'm just going to quickly cancel that stream. And try again another day when I've either not got him, aka today, or, you know, when he's out of this little phase, because he was going through a phase of a developmental stage of sorting out his hand-eye coordination. So because of that, he was really unsettled and finding everything extremely overstimulating, bless him. So as a result, he couldn't decide if he wanted to be held, if he wanted to be laid down. Nothing was working on the wee man. And at that point, my only priority is being mum. There's been times this week where the only thing that'll actually settle him is lying him down in like a dark room. Evening all, hello side, how are you? How was your work thing? Did it go okay? I'm going to be going till 8 o'clock, sign, so you can still catch a decent chunk of the stream. I did start early on account of the fact the wee man is with his grandparents. Again. So whilst I have the time to myself, I'm taking full advantage of it. And then tonight the plan is to have a dinner that's actually still warm, rather than eating my food cold. I have a ginger cat currently trying to sit in my lap. Hello, mate. I'm okay, we did a puzzle box thing. We had to defuse a bomb with puzzles. Ooh, I like the sound of that. Like a little game night thing. Team building thing. I've moved this for a second to give you guys a glimpse of... If you look at the camera, he doesn't want to look at the camera. Kiki. He was sat in my lap, so. And we did it with 5 minutes spare. Woo! Go signed. We were talking about your commission piece earlier, signed. I haven't told them how you want it painted. Cat! Indeed, it is a cat. Uh-oh, he's coming for the microphone again. Don't go for the microphone. Sit down, please. Don't go for the drink either. Don't knock anything over. Or the water. Or the paintbrush. Oh, goodness. Come here. I have these like little plastic spatulas from when I was doing my Amazon Parade board, and he's absolutely obsessed with them. So I've just grabbed one and tossed it into the living room. Ooh, what did I miss regarding that? Just that we've decided, just talking about how you are a next commission piece, showing them what the figure is going to look like. But I haven't told them the paint scheme yet, signed. That's still secret between you and me. Let me guess this week. There is glitter involved, but there are other things involved too. Gray, there are other things involved. I haven't even told signed that part. I have plans. But obviously it's the chain rasps that we are doing. So... But I will be doing in the style that you want signed, but I've got a few tricks up my sleeve, in addition to glitter, that I will also be adding. But I will be picking up the glitter on Saturday when I go to Warhammer World to go pick up the mini of the Warhammer shop, sorry, to go pick up the mini of the month. So, I'll pick up glitter then. So I may be sending you some photos on Saturday to just see if it's the kind of colours that you're after. Oh, it's going to be spectacular for sure. I hope so. I really hope so. I'm hoping I can do it justice for you. The cat is trying to knock over my drink, the cat's trying to knock over my water, and the cat's trying to knock over my microphone. And now he's trying to eat my paintbrushes. Stop this, you absolute menace to society. My cat is in his own little world. There we go. I've had to sacrifice a very broken paintbrush in the hopes of getting him distracted, and he's now knocking it around on the floor. Hopefully that buys me some time. If you hear any rattling or rolling around in the background, I do apologise, but it's the only way to prevent my water from being knocked over onto my laptop. It's the safest bet, I'm afraid. So we'll have to make do with a tiny bit of background noise. Oh god, he's back again already. That didn't work well. Can you not, sir? Hello. See, I'm not contending with a baby or Mr. Nerd, but I am still dealing with a cat that likes to quote-unquote help by breaking everything that I have. So, get down. Ooh, I've got my alchemy ordering today. Ooh, very exciting. The pieces you bought look really, really cool. So, be excited to see what they look like. I've been eyeing up a piece of jewellery myself today. Part of me is... because I think Mr. Nad's already got an idea of what he's going to buy me for Mother's Day. And since I'm spending Mother's Day on my own, I'm tempted to buy it for myself as a Mother's Day present. Or kind of use Mother's Day as the excuse for buying it. But the next time I stream, as I mentioned earlier on, you obviously weren't here for this sign, the next time I'm streaming is going to be Friday next week, because that's the next time I have some hours free when Wee Man goes to his grandparents again. So I'm hoping I'll give them like an afternoon to evening slot again, so I can stream, because hopefully then a few more people will be able to join, because it'll be a weekend, or going into a weekend. We'll be continuing on with this anyway, because I've been doing this since 5:30 and I'm still not done. I'm only this far done with this. So I've been going for nearly 2 hours already. I'm going to do 2.5 today. Mother's Day is this month and Father's Day is in June. Yes, I believe so. You're gonna make me double check now, Gray. But I want to say June or May. I don't know anymore. So this is Nighthaunt. This is part of 3 pieces. So the ghost chest plus the scythe and the hourglass. These 3. they belong to the Endless Spells. So if you have, in fact, let me just get the description up for you. I can tell you exactly what these are used for when it comes to the game. Specifically. For us, Mother's Day is the 10th of May. Yeah, Mother's Day is early this year, so I did have to remind Mr. Nerd a few times. The hourglass is cool. It's really cool. It's got all the ghost faces in it. I'm thinking like a purple, blue, teal kind of vibe for this, and then brass tones, which is what I've done here. So they're all going to be painted in that style. Age Sigmar, Death, Nighthaunt. This is like one of those things you can only buy online as well. So, where are you? Oh. I apologise for the yawning. So, Endless Spells. So, these are for your Nighthaunt wizards. So, an enormous scythe, a sinister hourglass, and a chest bursting with souls. The cataclysmic necroquake of Shyish has flooded the mortal realms with the powers of the Aether. The incantations summon forth new conjurations of unprecedented power and frightful sentience, but beware, such endless spells could be treacherous, as likely to turn upon their caster as they are to devastate the enemy. From unleashing disembodied gnashing jaws to devour your foes, to raising prismatic barricades to protect your flanks, doing battle in the time of the Archium Optima is unlike anything that has come before. So, the Shyish Reaper is the ultimate manifestation of finality and death. This is an enormous scythe which swings through the air, tearing away mortal souls, sending them screaming into the underworld. I have returned. Hello, book. 2 Father's Days. I like the sound of that. I'll have a look. Father's Day is the same everywhere, AFK. And in Belgium, or at least in my neck of the woods, we have 2 different Mother's Days. Ooh. It's different in the UK than I think most of the rest of the world. It is. The Vault of Souls, which is the chest that I'm doing. This chest siphons away the souls, 5 of which are visible in skulls, protruding from the vault itself, eventually bursting under the pressure, sending forth a lethal explosion that strikes all nearby. And then you have the Mortalis Taximenus, an hourglass of fate, standing on a column of ethereal energy which can interfere with the passage of time. This can restore youth and vitality or wither an age in the merest blink of an eye. So that's what these 3 things do specifically for Nighthaunt. I just put my phone down and just realised I have not actually checked when Father's Day is. So 21st of June. So yeah, 21st of June is Father's Day. 15th of May or 15th of March is Mother's Day this year. 2 Father's Days, like the sound of that. I have returned. Hello. One of the local Father's Day and the other is a national one. So Father's Day in my province is March 19th and Father's Day for the country is the 2nd Sunday of June. And Mother's Day is the 2nd Sunday of May, and in my province the 15th of August. Okay. Interesting. Mr. Nerd is not home until 2 days after Mother's Day, so I'll be spending my first Mother's Day with just the wee man. But that means that our streams will then return to normal from that Wednesday. So from the 18th onwards, our streams will go back to normal. Hopefully. With only minor interruptions. It's Christmas that's going to be, well, December's going to be the expensive one for us this year, obviously, because you have Christmas Day. And then the very next day is Wee Man's birthday. He is a 26th of December baby. He's a Boxing Day baby. So, yeah, my December's going to be very expensive this year. Despite him only turning 1 this year. It's still going to be very expensive. So my plan is over the next few months, basically, whilst I'm off, to buy certain things for him that are kind of within the 12 to 18 month range, so that when it finally comes around to that time of year, he has items of clothing that are acceptable for his age without me having to spend it all. First birthday is a big one, though. Exactly, it is a really big one. It just also happens to be that it's the day after Christmas. So, like, going into labour on Christmas Day was no joke, put it that way. The good news is I went into labour late enough in the day that I knew he wouldn't be born on Christmas Day, unless I had a very, very quick labour, which I suspected I wouldn't. But I immediately knew he wouldn't be born on Christmas Day. But I was like, okay, I am going to have a Boxing Day baby. Question is, I don't know what type of theme to do for his birthday. Which I know it's obviously it's only March, I don't really need to think about that yet. But it's his first birthday, it's important. But the other good news, in my line of work, we only get so many days off a year. As per like the calendar. We only get 3 days off per the calendar, and they are Easter, Christmas Day, and Boxing Day. Those are the only 3 days nationality, like holiday-wise, we get off every year where the shop closes. So I never ever have to ask for my son's birthday off. I will get it off instantly. So that is really, really good, that I don't have to ever ask for his birthday off. So I don't ever have to waste time trying to find somebody to cover my shift and then getting disappointed and then having to beg people to cover my shift. I never have to worry about it. For my niece's birthday, I got her a Milne Original Works, Milne Original Works before they were Disneyfied. That actually sounds really, really cute. At the moment, obviously he's only 9 weeks old, 10 weeks old tomorrow. So like he doesn't really have any interests yet. You know, like I'll sing to him songs and he'll calm down for some and not for others. But I can guarantee you, if I play anything Phil Collins in the house, he will calm down immediately. Anything Phil Collins, he listens to that man's voice and he drops off. But then the other one, if I sing Somewhere Over the Rainbow to him, he also settles for that, which is really sweet. I just randomly started humming it the other day because he was really unsettled, so I went to like a dark room and just started singing that to him and he fell asleep in my arms, which was adorable. Like I said, I'm leaving this top bar for now because I'm going to now go in and paint the inside of this chest, which I didn't want to do with that paint on because it would just get covered. So I'm going to go in and paint that using Slanesh Grey. And then I'll come back out whilst that's drying, do all the brown again, and do the little man has good taste. He does indeed have good taste. But then again, growing up with me as a mum, He's never going to be that kid that just listens to, you know, nursery rhymes and stuff. Like my kid is, I listen to a lot of like rock music and heavy metal music. So I don't look like I do, because as you guys have seen, like you guys have seen my face now in the reveal video, the challenge video, which we didn't record before Mr. Nerd left, so we'll have to do that one when he gets home, but it is coming. But I listen to a lot of like heavy metal and rock music. So throughout my pregnancy, they're like, now's a good time to start listening to like calming, soothing music. And I'm there, like with my headphones in, playing like full blast in my ears, rock and heavy metal. And I'm like, yeah, this kid's not going to settle to anything that's soothing or calming. You can start him on Sabaton, absolutely. I can start him on a lot of stuff. But he does have a lot of, in my opinion, he has good taste. So again, going with that Slaanesh Grey. And I'm just going to go in like so. I'm just painting as much of this as I can. Got to get one on Polyphia, absolutely. I think we just need to make like a Spotify playlist that, you know, hopefully wouldn't get claimed as copyright, and just play it in the background and just be like Wee Man's playlist. That's a fun idea. I think so. You guys can all put like song recommendations in. Worst case scenario, if I can't play them on here, I'll just make like a playlist. You guys can just drop songs that you want to add to the playlist. I'll add it, play it throughout the day, and just see which songs he reacts positively to. And then you guys know what kind of music taste this kid's going to have, and he'll have a very wide range. I just know for a fact he will. Like right now, he'll listen from anything from like Avicii to Black Sabbath to Phil Collins to, you know, just he listens to a lot of. He's got a varied taste when it comes to music. Or varied listening, I should say, not really a taste yet. And then he has stuff like Sleep Theory and Bad Omens and Sleep Token and all sorts. Like he's got a lot of music being played to him. But then I also sing to him stuff, like I said, Somewhere Over the Rainbow, or I'll sing to him Frank Sinatra and all kinds of stuff. Sleep Token mentioned. Yeah, Sleep Token's awesome. cat's back again. Please go away, Kiki. I love you very much, but please don't. 100% would have been a better idea to paint this before attaching it to the rest of the chest, but it was already attached, so what are you going to do? Cat, get away from the figures and get off of the laptop and away from... Alright, we're back. Cat being a menace to society. Get the wee man listening to some Megadeth or some Sabbath, bit of Queen. Queen's already been played, I can guarantee you that, Grey. They're my favourite band of all time. And he's already listened to some Black Sabbath. So, don't worry, he's definitely going to be listening to everything. Time to give the cat some attention because he's literally just attached himself to my foot now and will not let me stop stroking him. You good now, bud? Yeah, Queen is my favourite band of all time. So he's been, you know, he'll listen to a lot of Freddie Mercury and understand the magic of his voice. Of all the things for the cat to do, I'd rather he do that and have me have to quickly correct the stream screen than knock my water over, because he's done that twice now. That's not an invitation, by the way. He's now trying to sit in my lap. Are you okay, sir? You can't have my paintbrush. Cat is seizing the opportunity while little man isn't here. He is. He's just like, Mum, you haven't got a child attached to you. Now I can sit on you instead. Thing is as well, like during the day, he's genuinely not this cuddly with me. Like he'll snuggle with me if I walk through and he's like on the floor. He'll be like, oh, I'll just rub on your leg. There you go, hi. But other than that, he's really not that interested in me. So the fact is whenever I stream, he just becomes a whole different creature. And suddenly he's just obsessed, absolutely obsessed with me. He's like, I need to sit on you. Cat. He's now trying to get onto the table. Specifically onto the mat that you guys can see on the screen. Thank you, little man. I appreciate it, but please don't. We've only got like another 20 minutes anyway. But in his mind, he's like, nope, Mum, you've done 2 hours. That's all your usual like schedule allows. I don't want you to do more than that. I want attention. It's not for food, because I fed him early just to make sure that he was fed before I started streaming, because I didn't want to add that as a possibility of things as to why I would be ambushed by Kikis. But like we said, he's seizing the opportunity. The wee man is not here, and he's going, yes, finally. Right, for the skulls. Hello. He's a very loud purrer as well, so I know where he is suddenly because I can hear him before I can see him. Like I'm even like throwing things that I can like sacrifice, like sponges and all sorts of stuff that he normally would run all over the house for during the day. Why are you licking my arm now? Okay, this cat's getting really weird. He's now licking me. What are you doing? I'm going to go in with some Ghostbuster Green. Cat, no, get away from the wires. Got a bounce. Thank you for the stream. Thank you for joining, but to be honest, at this point we might end up ending it early because the cat is now trying to go for my water. So at this point we are in danger territory. Yep, he hasn't messed with my camera yet. But I actually may have to end the stream early because this cat is being a complete menace. Obviously, I did say between 7:30 and 8 I would finish, so I'm roughly about the same time that I was expecting to have to end. Get away from the paints. And I think I may have to, just because he is losing his mind, I may have to just stop and give him all my attention so he doesn't destroy my laptop or stuff I'm painting. So, yeah, I think that's the decision. We'll end it here, just so I don't have to freaking worry about my stuff getting ruined. But we will be back next Friday. We'll be continuing on with this chest and the other pieces. And then from the 18th of March, I'll be continuing on with 30k Lion. Which, for a quick reminder, this is what he looks like. Pretty epic, in my opinion, if you ask me. So we just need to finish his shading underneath his cape, I think. And after that, it's onto the base officially. But yeah, from the 18th, we'll be continuing on with 30k Lion, but I'll be back next Friday. I will let you know closer to the timing, roughly what time the stream will be starting. But thank you everybody for joining. So obviously book, signed, grey. Go up to the top. I know I had the 2 Adams in here. Glenn and Cool. So the cat is now also trying to stand on my paint, so it's definitely time to end the stream before he ends up getting walking paint all over my house. But thank you everybody for joining. Thank you everybody who's able to join, even if they joined late. Thank you for joining anyway. And I will see you guys next Friday. I'll let you guys know close to the time. But again, thank you for hanging out with me tonight.